Alright, welcome to the channel. My name is Dan. Now, I had one of you guys ask me a while back about making a video about starting a business, like transitioning from an apprenticeship to, going out on your own and starting a business. So that's what this video is about. Now, it can be super scary going out on your own, going from having a nice, secure wage to potentially nothing if you don't get the work lined up. So it can be a pretty stressful thing, but yeah, hopefully this video will help answer a few of the questions and get you started on the right path. Now, my first piece of advice would be start by doing cashies. Find a few clients, maybe some friends or family members, and just start doing some cashies, some weekend work, after hours work, things like that. That way you're gonna get a feel for it, see if it's something that you think you're going to like. Alright, so in this video, this is actually going to be like a two-part series because there's quite a bit to it. So part one, which is this one, will be the back end. This is the business. This is what makes a business a business. Then in part two, we're going to be talking more of the branding, the stuff that the general public do see. Alright, enough rambling. I'm going to go get a coffee, then it's back into the office and we'll get into it. So for the business side of things, the first thing I would recommend you guys do is chat with your accountant. A good accountant is vital in the running of any business, and it's good to have somebody in your corner. They will also guide you and help you understand the taxes that may apply to you. Things like super, paying your tax, how much you should be putting away, and if you earn over 75K, should you be registering for GST? Now, I know all these things are going to be different from wherever you are watching them from, but the same principles apply. Chat to a financial professional, that's what they specialize in. So that is step number one, find yourself a great accountant. Now, you will need to figure out whether you want to be a sole trader or whether you're looking to be a proprietary limited company. There are pros and cons of both. Once again, talk to your accountant. The whole sole trader thing is cheaper to set up, and it's a good option if you just plan on subcontracting by yourself. You don't really have a team. And you just want to contract to, say, a builder. Sole trader is nice and easy to set up. Then you got your proprietary limited companies, which is a little bit more technical to set up. It will also cost you more money, but it will help limit your exposure to risk. So it may be something you want to help protect your assets, like your family home. You probably want to set up a proprietary limited company. Alright, so step 3 is your trading name. Now, this is where you need to figure out, do you want to trade under your own name as a sole trader, or do you want to trade under a business name like Viking Designs? Now, if you do want to trade under a business name, you will need to register it with ASIC. If you're just trading under your own name, there's no need to register it. I think you already own it. Now, choosing a company name as opposed to trading under your own name, it can help you stand out from your competitors. It can also really help you create a brand. So if you're a landscaping company, you can have that in the name of your business, and then when people are Googling you, you're gonna pop up. It can really set like a vibe for your whole company as well. So depending on which route you plan on taking, yeah, they're your two options. Now, I chose Viking Designs. It kind of started as like a bit of a joke. I think that we were on a Christmas party and there was a boat and I don't know. But anyway, I ran with Viking Designs, and yeah, you really want to try and make sure you get this right, because by the time you put stickers on your cars and get shirts printed and websites done and all of the above, like, you really don't want to have to change it. I'd suggest you take your time with it and find something you like. Alright, so step number 4 is your finances and setting them up. So this is where you would go and open some business accounts. You would generally have your main account, which is the one you get paid into. That's also the one you pay your subcontractors from. It is your main business account. Then generally you would set up a secondary account, and this is where you would store your GST if you are registered for it. You would also store things like superannuation and tax. This is where you put the money that you shouldn't be spending. Now, one of the main reasons new businesses go under is they spend that money that's in that secondary account. And then when the tax man comes knocking and you don't have any money, then you're shit out of luck. So put that secondary account into play and just don't touch it. Okay, so on from that, then you need to think about financing the materials. How do you plan to do that? I would suggest you don't become one of these tradies that ask the client for money to pay for the materials. I kind of feel like it's unprofessional. I think it just looks a lot better if you can cover the costs yourself and don't go asking your client for cash to get a job started. Now, one way to pay for your materials is a credit card. Another way is just to have a lump sum of money in the bank, maybe 10 grand, and that will be enough to cash flow your jobs. Some people don't like running a credit card. I don't really have a problem with it. Now, the pros of running a credit card, if you get the right one, you can earn points for everything that you spend on the business. So if you're spending $100,000 on materials a year, you're getting frequent flyer points, and that can turn into holidays and hotel stays and all that other stuff. And like, you're spending the money anyway, so why not earn some points with it, right? The cons with this is you can get hit with interest. It is a tax deduction because it's a business expense, but you still got to pay the interest, and it's generally pretty hefty. And there's also credit card fees involved. I think the one I've got, it's like $500 a year to have this credit card. Now, of course, you could go a credit card without a point system, and they're a lot cheaper. However, I'd rather pay the $500 and get the frequent flyer points. I actually paid for a trip to LA, return with Qantas, and flew back business class, all with my frequent flyer points. So yeah, I'm sold. All right, step 5 is insurances. Super boring, but super necessary. Your different types of insurances are tool insurance, workers' compensation if you have employees, public liability, which protects against third-party injury on one of your sites. And yeah, it can get a little bit confusing. So if you're unsure, go and talk to an insurance broker, just like a mortgage broker. They will go and shop around and bring you the products that are suitable for your business. And yeah, there's a little commission they're gonna put on top, but at least you know you'll be covered. And step number 6 is systems. Now, these are the things that help your business run. These should all be digital these days, in my opinion. A lot of them used to exist on paper, but I feel like in today's day and age, all of this should be digital. Now, this is my current setup. I've currently got Samsung Notes, which is for drawing up sketches when I'm quoting. Then it goes from that into Google Sheets, which is a spreadsheet. That is where I calculate the costs of the jobs, the materials, and the labor, and what it's gonna cost me to do it. I would then send that quote out in Xero. Now, Xero is a full accounting software. I've spoken about it a heap, but it's basically a must-have for any small business nowadays, in my opinion. Now, once we win the job, we use Deputy. Deputy is a timesheet app, and it records all the hours that the guys spend on site, so we know whether we're on budget or over budget. Also integrates with Xero, so we know how much to pay the guys. Then finally, there's HubDoc, which comes free with Xero, and that is where we store all our receipts. So whenever I purchase something, I take a photo with it, upload it to HubDoc, and I just assign it to a job. So that is my current setup. I have 6 pieces of software, and that basically is the system that I use to run my company. Now, yours doesn't have to be like that. It can be a lot more simple. When I first started, I was just using Google Sheets and Xero. That was it. And as I've grown, I've pulled in more pieces of software, helped me automate things and help me run things better. So don't get intimidated by that. You can keep it super simple, but yeah, you need to find a system. You want to find out how you want to do business, how you want to prepare your quotes, how you want to do your invoices. These are the things that make up your system. That is it for the business section, part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. It is where we will be discussing pretty much everything that the public sees of your company. So branding, websites, merchandise, social media, and how you come across to the general public. We'll also talk about marketing and whether you're going to go direct to a customer or whether you're going to go and work for a builder. These require two different approaches to building your business. So stay tuned for that one. If you're thinking about starting a business, hit me up in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.